Hey guys, welcome to the channel. And today I want to do a little experiment with the Kioti and try the thumb on the backhoe versus the trash forks, which I can also call fingers, thus the title, thumbs versus fingers. But I also want to tell you a little bit about what I'm doing in the shop and why there's not tractor videos rolling out on a daily basis. And I've been insulating the shop. You can see behind me the styrofoam in the walls, and that styrofoam is hot tub covers. And so I've been cutting those to size and putting those in the shop, and they're just about on every wall. I have one wall that I'm still working on, and then I also did the, you can see this wall behind me still needs to be done, but I also did the doors behind me here. With some basically 1.5 inch styrofoam that I had to purchase. The hot tub covers I got from my neighbor for free. Have to take all of the plastic and vinyl and everything off of them and cut them to size, but they wouldn't work for the sliding doors because of their thickness. So those I had to go, or the styrofoam for the doors I had to go buy, but they actually turned out pretty good. And so I'll give you a glimpse of the hot tub covers that I have left and the section that I have left to finish for insulating the walls. So this is our storage area where we're basically storing all our household goods while we're waiting to build our house. And these are the styrofoam hot tub covers that I have left, and I'm going to be dicing those up to finish the insulation on the wall, on the far wall. And so I'll take you over there and show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is kind of the wall I'm working on now, and I plan to actually go all the way to the top, but just cut these to size and then wire them in. And then later on, if I decide to fur out the walls, I'll either be able to pull these out or fur out in front of them. They're different depths, or different thicknesses I should say, and so that's why they wouldn't work on the doors, but the price was right, so it really doesn't cost me anything but the screws and the wire to get that done. So I just have a little bit more to do, this section behind me, and up towards the ceiling, this is the last wall. So that's what I'm up to when I'm not on the tractor. Hi guys, so the area that's behind me, this kind of meadowy area, I call it the meadow. It's down by this little pond that we have, and this was actually about 6 foot high in blackberries. And I used the brush hog and the trash forks to clear this little field area, and then I went ahead and put some different seed in here for the deer and whatnot. But at that time I didn't have the thumb on the backhoe, and so I didn't really have that option. There were some small trees in here that would have been nice to use the thumb on and just jank it out or whatnot, but I haven't really tried the backhoe with the thumb on pulling out blackberries, so that's something we're going to try today. But I just thought I'd tell you that this field I did clear with the trash forks and the brush hog, and both of those units are right here. The brush hog that I have is this one here. It's a Woods BB60, and it did a pretty awesome job backing over and mowing down the blackberries and whatnot. And then the trash forks work good also for pulling them up and stacking them up, and ultimately most of it ended up on a burn pile. But today we're gonna put these trash forks on and give those a try, and that's what I'm getting ready to do now. And I'm just curious in comparison how they'll work. I think part of it will be the area that you're doing it on, like where I'm looking at some blackberries up by another fence line. It's kind of a a hill, and so it might be easier to grab with the backhoe versus trying to grab them with the trash forks. But we'll see what happens after I pop these suckers on. So most people are probably familiar with how these bad boys go on. They're just clamp on, and I couldn't really pull the trigger on grapple at this point, and so this is kind of the next best thing, and actually worked pretty well. Definitely heavy though. It also helps if you clean the gravel and other crap off the front of the bucket before you try to put these suckers on. Sometimes I'll take them up and kind of push on a tree of hair. That'll help me get them just locked into place so they're all the way on. And I just turn those clamps and we're good to go. Alright, so I just gave it a little bit of condensing on this tree here, just a little tiny bump, and to lock me into place here. I kind of just want to have it so that I want to make sure that the blade goes all the way in there, so I don't have any issues when I'm using them. And then it's just a matter of cranking the sucker down. I've seen some people use pipes to get this really super tight. I haven't done that. I haven't had an issue with them ever moving or coming off, so I haven't used a pipe on it. It doesn't seem like it needs it. First area that we're going to try is with these trash forks is right along this fence line, so we'll see how that goes. Well, this is kind of how I cleared that back meadow area, and actually works pretty well pulling them up. Granted, the stems are still in the ground, but it's pulling up quite a bit of brush, and I don't know if the backhoe is going to be able to compete with that unless I were to, like scrape the ground versus with the thumb, but we'll try some stuff. have the backhoe set up. One thing I can tell you is you really have to get in here and get a little personal with the blackberries in order to get close enough to this smaller backhoe. But we'll see. Got the thumb set all the way down to the lowest setting, and so we'll take a stab at it, see what it does, see if there's something about it that'll be effective. I know that after pulling brush out with the trash forks or trash fingers, if I hooked up my brush hog and backed over what was left, it would make quick work of it. So it may end up being a trash fork brush hog combo rather than the thumb, but backhoe is always fun to play with, so see what we get. So, a couple things I've learned. The backhoe is good for reaching into a spot where you may not know what's back there or what's tucked into the brush, because you can grab a hold of sections of the brush and pull it up. Downside is you don't have a lot of movement as far as getting it out of your way, and those blackberries, you don't want to let go of the bucket once you grab them. So those are the couple things I've learned from this idea, but I'm going to take you up on the tractor and try to give you a bird's eye view of what it looks like from the top. It's probably kind of hard to see what I'm doing from where the camera's sitting. Yeah, so basically I have a big ball of blackberry on my bucket, and it's not wanting to let go. Granted, you can definitely pull those vines out as far as getting them out of the ground and moving them into the, see the little spot I made here. The other good advantage to it is that if you're on a cliff like I am right here, where I'm next to the road, and you may not want to drive the tractor over into that blind area, you can definitely use a backhoe for grabbing over the edge, and that's definitely an advantage. But as far as digging through these, I'm not sure it's a good idea. Alright, so I pulled the backhoe out of that mess there, and I still got blackberries all tangled up into the bucket that I'm going to have to get off. So, not a huge deal, but not the most effective use of the bucket. But it was worth a try. Thumbs down on the thumb for blackberries.
This is Michael dumping this big blackberry load. He's making our property bigger and bigger. There it goes. And dump. Yahoo! Getting pretty good at it, isn't he? Just like a professional farmer.
Alright, so I think the trash forks win. I made a pretty good dent in this blackberry hill here. And the fence line, you can't actually see it very well, but it's actually right in the middle of that. So when I go through with the brush hog, I'll be able to get up to the fence line. And it's not my fence. Actually, I should say it's not my property on the other side of the fence, so can't go past it. But it's a pretty decent pile for a few minutes work. Yeah, I think the trash forks are the way to go. And then, like I said, maybe bringing the brush hog in later. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.